hadn't quite come out to everyone yet. And those who I had come out to, well, it was a little awkward. It must have been at least 17, but please don't judge me for the stupidity that follows. Well, it was a weekend during the day, and I was browsing this online dating site. I had never dated anyone before, being a late lesbian bloomer, so I was really excited and curious to eventually find someone great. Keep in mind that I was most certainly not looking for hookups. I messaged a couple of people who sound nice, and I'm about to log off, and this person messages me. They don't have much info on their page and just have one picture, but I decided to humor this person and have a conversation. We hadn't talked for very long before this person said that we should meet up. She didn't live too far away from me, so it wasn't undoable. However, the moment she said we should meet up, red bells started going off in my head. I've always been a pretty careful person, and never one to take risks. However, I had recently begun worrying that I was too careful, and that I might be missing out because I wasn't seizing the moment and just jumping into things feet first. I thought I needed to loosen up a bit and get out of my comfort zone. Anyways, I end up agreeing to meet this person, and the place where she arranges me to meet her is about a 20-minute drive. Another red bell goes off is that she tells me to wear a dress or a skirt. I hated dresses and skirts, so I don't actually own it. Therefore, I just wear shorts. Before I head out, I tell my friend where I'm going. And that was the one smart thing I did. I told her the location I was heading to, and that if I hadn't texted her again in around 2 hours, then she should take action. I jokingly said that if I hadn't contacted her within that time frame, then I had probably been kidnapped and sold as a sex slave or something. She wanted to know what I was up to, but I refused to tell her. So I tell my mom that I'm going to the store and I head out to meet this person. That she told me of us because that I'm just being too nervous. I arrived at the park she specified, and to my relief, there was one other person there, a lady with her child. I keep a close eye on this lady and find great comfort in her presence. For a while, I had arrived at the specified time. Where was the girl? I leave around half an hour later. The lady was probably really confused as to why I was there, because she stood by the fence for half an hour and then just left. I make the drive back home and go on my computer. The person arrived spilled with goodbye. She asked me to return to the place. I say no, and she starts to beg tries to dirty talk me. I wasn't into it because, as I said, I wasn't into the one-night stand business. That I had looked cute in my pink shorts. This I found kind of creepy because whoever this was had been spying on me from afar. At that point, I just shut down the whole conversation and log off. It didn't occur to me until quite a while later. The person probably never arrived at the park because that lady with her child was there. The online profile was probably fake. And was actually some dude trying to pick up lesbians. Some creepy dude. The dude had been probably waiting in his car for the lady and her child to leave before he made his move. Whether that be mugging me or raping me or both, I don't want to know. I was in a pretty deserted area of the neighborhood, so no one would have heard me if I had yelled for help. Now that I'm older and wiser, sometimes I think back to this day and send a silent thanks to that random lady who probably saved me from something. Nowadays I listen to my gut, and don't worry about me too careful. Those kind of things keep me safe. What is up, guys? Blue Spooky here, as always. I just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching, especially if you made it this far to the end of the video. I'm sorry we've had a bit of a lax in production, these going through the ending of finals for most of my classes, and we're on winter break here now, so hopefully production will be speeded up a little bit, and you won't have to wait weeks for the next video.
We all know we should be investing, but where to start? That's where Stash Invest comes in. You can start investing.
Many years ago, my friends and I were dumb, new 21-year-olds, just barely navigating the bar scene in Philly, where we went to college. We hadn't had many weird interactions, save for the occasional creep who would hit on us, even when we tried telling him to get lost. But in July, that summer, we were really enjoying the outdoor cocktails at a bar in Old City when a girl came out. She was around our age, early 20s, with a cool haircut and an outfit that I loved. She looked very cool. I don't know how else to put it. She looked like someone worth hanging out with. I was smoking at the time, and she asked me for a cigarette and talked to my friend and me for a little bit, just bitching about boys and work and that kind of thing. My friend and I were kind of desperate for friends because all of ours had left the city for the summer, so we were glad to have someone our age to talk to. Finally, after we get to know each other a bit, the girl asked my friend, who we'll call Amy, and me to come to her apartment. She says they are holding a party that evening, and then she heads off. Amy and I think, why the hell not? We're bumming around the city that evening with nothing to do. We might as well try to make some friends. In my mature age now, I realize that's dumb as hell. You don't just follow a girl who you just met over a cigarette to another location. A couple of hours later, we were really bored and decided to head to the address the girl gave us. Only, when we got there, we realized it was a penthouse on the river. The girl had given me her phone number, and I texted her saying we were there. At this point, Amy was a little wary. We both thought it would be some 20-something apartment, not a penthouse. This girl comes out of the elevator, followed by a man in maybe his 40s or late 30s at least. I didn't expect that. But Amy and I were both trying to be polite, so we followed them into the elevator. During the ride up, the girl told us she was a dancer. I immediately saw that as code for stripper, but who the hell am I to judge, I thought. So what if she's a stripper? I chided myself for even making the connection. When we get to the top, we're on the 14th floor. The elevator opens into an apartment, not a hallway, just straight into the apartment. It was honestly gorgeous, all marble, TV mounted into the wall, huge rug, etc. We stepped inside, and Amy and I immediately felt nervous. There were 3 other men there, clearly in their 40s. We again felt like we had to be polite, though this wasn't at all what we were expecting. The girl ran off into another room and disappeared, while Amy and I made our way into the kitchen. One of the 40-year-olds grinned at us in a terribly creepy way, and pulled one of the many bottles of wine he had from a wine rack and poured us each a glass. While he was doing this and chatting with us, the other 3 men circled around us, staring. Amy and I sat back down and planned our next move by texting each other under the counter, saying, "How do we get out of here?" Around that time, the girl we'd met ran back completely naked. One of the guys grabbed her, and the 2 of them ran back into a room together, leaving 3